A caller called into C-SPAN crying over what is happening to the economy. We have a couple callers we're going to listen to. Here is one who her fear is palpable. Listen to this.
For Social Security and Medicare as key targets, he said there will be steep reductions. Elon Musk said Social Security was a Ponzi scheme. I'm so scared once these things are gone, you're not going to be able to help because he's also ruining the stock market. So people who had a median income won't be able to help the people who have no food to eat. So please pay attention.
All right.
This is emblematic of what a lot of people are feeling. I know people whose jobs disappeared because of various funding cuts to U.S. aid. I know people in government roles who have been politely offered and then sort of encouraged to take one of these layoff severance type packages. I know people who are saying, I don't really know how we afford daycare in September if I don't find a way to replace my new job and replace it now. This is what is happening out there. And it's important to remember when Trump and whoever else says there's a greater good here, that the greater good may be there or may not be at the end of the rainbow. It's typically only there for the wealthiest. And this is why, as I've said before, at scale, if everybody who's sane leaves Mississippi, Mississippi just gets more insane. At the same time, who am I, living in a blue state, to say to a Mississippian who's looking around saying, we have a disastrous economy, we have disastrous education, and what Trump is doing is only hurting us more. Who am I to say, no, you've got to stay and fight so Mississippi will be better? Go to Connecticut, right? I mean, go to Maryland, go to Massachusetts. Who am I to say? And so this is like the conflict between the social good and the need to do what's best for you and for your family. And you could hear the fear in that caller's voice. Here's another caller explaining how the tariffs are starting to impact parts prices already.
Just like in 30 days. I mean, domestically, he's tanking the economy single-handed with the tariffs. And I just got a new heater today. I'm already affected by the tariffs.
How is that, Richard?
The parts are, they say, up 8 to 10% already, just in parts for the heater. So I ended up getting a new heater. But
the company told you that? The company that you bought it from?
Mm-hmm. Right.
And they passed on that 8 to 10% to you. So you paid an extra. Okay.
That's how it works.
Yeah, and this is for every kind of part from outside the country, and no matter what it is. I mean, that includes everything that comes to the United States, to these tariffs that he's imposed.
That is how tariffs work. That is how tariffs work. If you have a product that you sell for $1,000 and all of a sudden your costs go up by 10%, so it costs you 10% more to make that product, to try to keep your same profit margin, which of course you need to keep the lights on, pay employees, etc., you will now pass along the increased cost to the consumer. That's the way that this works. And of course, you might be saying, well, you can't do that indefinitely. At some point, it becomes unsustainable. And the answer is that's exactly right. At some point, something has to break. Either that is no longer a product that's financially viable for you to sell, or people can no longer continue affording it. That is the way it works. And so it's very interesting to listen to these C-SPAN calls because they really break down at an individual level the nuts and bolts of what's going on in the economy. Now, not exactly a profile in courage. Some Republicans are speaking out against the tariffs, but it really is too little too late. I want to talk about that. Did you know that 80% of New Year's resolutions fail by February? Lumen is something you can do for your health that's easy to stick to. Our sponsor, Lumen, is the world's first handheld metabolic coach. With a single breath first thing in the morning, Lumen measures your metabolism. It tells you, are you burning fat or are you burning carbs? And it'll give you tailored guidance for nutrition, workouts, sleep, and stress management. No more cookie cutter, one size fits all nutrition plans. Lumen lets you know what is happening in your body in real time and will build a personalized health plan based on that data. Lumen gives you daily macro recommendations based on what's happening with your metabolism so you can really fuel your body with what's best. Right before a workout, breathe into Lumen and it'll tell you if you're burning carbs or fat. Lumen will tell you if you need to carb up before a workout for an energy boost or if you're good to go. Go to lumen.me/Pacman to get 20% off your Lumen. That's lumen.me/Pacman for 20% off. The link is in the podcast notes.